Well, hello again everyone, and welcome back to Kovac Enterprises. For this project we are doing the 4x4 pickup truck hardbody from Nissan. It's an AMT kit. Like I said, this is a 120 scale model kit. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and start off with doing a quick look at the instructions that comes with the kit. There's going to be 15 total steps with the instructions itself. Of course, like anything else, when you're starting on a vehicle kit, they pretty much start with the engine assembly. So there's your steps 1 and 2 right there. And then of course then they follow up with some more exploding pictures. Like I said, here's number 3 and number 4, basically assembling the interior bucket with the seats and the dashboard and so on. And then of course we start with installing the engine and onto the chassis for step 5, and then basically going into doing the muffler work, exhausts on step 6, and then of course we go with step number 7. And then we go follow up with number 8. And here's a shot with number 9. And then of course we come down here with number 10. There's 11. And on this page we're just finishing up on number 12. Okay. And then of course the back page itself, we're doing 13 here. Basically is just installing the wheels and tires on the vehicle as well as the hood. And then we get to the back of the truck itself, the rear bed, installing the roll bars with the fire extinguisher. And then of course it gives you some options as far as the tailgate's concerned. We do like a netting option versus the actual tailgate itself. And then of course then it gives you options as far as for decal placement. That's step number 15. And then of course in the lower left corner we have our symbols and our paint colors. So there you go. And like I said, while we're building the kit itself, we'll probably go a step-by-step feature as well. So there you go. That's the instructions. And we'll go ahead and move on to looking at the parts a little bit closely. This kit does come with 3 total bags in the kit. The first bag, of course, is your white molded plastic parts, which have already been washed and scrubbed to get the mold release off. So right now we're going to go ahead and take a look at our first half of our truck cab, so to speak. And let me see if we can bring the light in. It's kind of hard because it's a white molded plastic, but hopefully you can pick up on some of the details that we have here. So the panel lines on the doors and the windows look pretty good, nice and clean. There are some slight flashing around the fender bits. So we'll kind of turn this around to the front. And then passenger side. Alright. So that is the first half of the cab of the truck. And next up will be the bed of the truck itself. So nicely detailed. Again, we just have some very minor flashing around the fender wells. Okay, here's the front part of the bed liner there. And of course then we have the other side. And then of course if you want to take a look at the actual inside of the bed there, we got some nice lines for the back of the truck itself. Very nicely done. And of course, then we have our first sprue coming up here. So we have some, engine parts, and probably some part of the front suspension there, and some other components as well. So there you go. There's one part there. And then we have our chassis with our spare tire attachment. Again, nicely detailed, not much flashing on it. Turn around so you see the other side. Okay. And then we have our next sprue tree. Of course, we have our rear tail gate. And of course we have our firewall, rear suspension, rear view mirror, looks like, some other wheel components. There's our fan housing, looks like some front shocks there, our steering wheel, and of course our stick shift for the 4x4 itself, looks like a tie rod there. Not sure what this one is, but we'll find out when we start putting it together. So that's our one sprue tree there. Next one up. This is going to be mostly engine parts. Of course, here's the motor, as you can see there. All engine components there. That's your leaf springs. Other components for the actual engine itself. You can see there. So there'll be some slightly cleaning up here. Got a little bit of some flash on some of these parts. And there's the muffler and exhaust system. And of course our fan. There you go. And then we got our next sprue tree coming up here. Basically we have our front hood right here for the Nissan. And then we have our, I guess I'd call them like skirts that fit around the fender wells. We got 4 of those. And we got another little stick shift there for the 4x4. And of course then we have our roll cage with the headlights on there. I don't want to say headlights, but kind of maybe fog lights with a fire extinguisher. So there's that. Some other little components that fit underneath the chassis, your drive shaft. And then of course that's that one option where you can put a kind of a netting across the rear of the tire. Rear of the truck, I should say. And then we got our brush guard and part of our front spoiler, I guess you want to call it. So that's that sprue tree right there. And of course then we have our last tree here. I'm going to actually pop this off because it's kind of hanging as it is, but okay. So here's our close look up of the dashboard itself. As you can see, we got the clutch pedal, the brakes, dashboard, and all the instrument panels going across the dashboard, glove box, all that kind of stuff. And these are kind of like our rear seats that fit along opposite of each other, facing each other in the rear of the interior bucket. And of course then we have our bucket seats for the driver and passenger side. It's a 2-part component to put together. Alright. And then we just got some little parts here that probably go with the wheels and the tires. Okay. And then we have a close-up look here of our interior bucket. Pretty much everything is molded inside the interior bucket as far as the inside doors, where the door handle and the window cranks. Looks like we got a couple speakers on on either side as well. Gas pedal molded into the interior bucket. You can see your center console there as well. So pretty basic. So we'll highlight with some paint and stuff like that, see if we can bring it out a little bit. But that's the interior bucket for the Nissan. And we can go ahead and work our way into the tires themselves. Off-road tires seem to be molded pretty nicely. Nice treads on the tire itself. So there you go. Nice thick off-road tires. So we get 4 of those for the truck. Alright. And next up, of course, then we go to our chrome tree. Still have it here in the bag here. We'll take it out. And of course, you know, we have the basically hubcaps, wheels there. We got our bumpers, rear and front bumpers there. And we have parts of the engine itself that are in chrome. So chrome looks pretty nice. So there's a nice close-up look on that. Alright. And then we have our clear parts for the windows. Go ahead and open that up for you. And take a quick look, and then we'll put it back in the bag to keep them protected. But here we have the front windshield, and then we have the rear windshield, and of course then we have our side windows for the truck, and we'll probably have our headlight lens covers and fog light covers and whatnot. They're pretty small, so we have to be careful when we install those. But those are your clear parts for the Nissan Hardbody truck. We'll go ahead and put that back in the bag, keep it protected, like I said. Last but not least, we have the decal sheet made by Cartograph. So looks like it's pretty nicely done, nicely detailed. We have license plates in the upper left corner from Nevada. We do have one from Arizona, and they also give you a dashboard instrument panel kind of decal as well. And so like I said, it looked like pretty decent decals. Not sure, you know, how many of these I may put on there, may not. Who knows? We'll see as the build comes along. But all in all, the decal sheet looks good. So with that being said, that's pretty much it for the out-of-the-box review. Like I said, we'll be starting on this this weekend, and with that, I hope everybody has a good weekend, and we'll see you on the next episode of part 1 of the putting together the Nissan Hardbody truck. So until then, have a good day, and we will see you later. Bye.